Welcome to Terry Sanford High School. My name is Mr. Godbold. I'm the athletic director here, and I'm excited to welcome back our athletes on July 6th. There are a few things we need to talk about first to ensure that when you come, you know what to do. If you don't have these things, then you don't need to come to workouts on July 6th. First and foremost, you must go to our website, Terry Sanford High School's website, and you need to look up the Final Forms tab. It's the second thing on our website. Final Forms. Once you get into Final Forms, you need to fill out every single document, every form that they have on that website. You and your parent or guardian must fill out every document that is on Final Forms. Also, if you're familiar with Arbiter, that is the program that we used last year for our sports. We're no longer with Arbiter. We've switched over to Final Forms. You should go on Arbiter. It's still active right now. Pull off your physical there and upload your physical into Final Forms. There was a requirement to upload physicals in the Arbiter last year, and that same requirement has shifted over to Final Forms. So if you have access to your physical, you need to upload it into Final Forms. I have returning athletes who I've been doing that for. Once they have registered on Final Forms, I went into Arbiter, pulled their physicals myself, and uploaded into Final Forms. There's a clearance that you must have before you're even able to come out here, and I'm able to toggle through each name and select who's cleared and who is not. I leave you notes within Final Forms and tell you what you need to do. There's some athletes who have filled out every form, but their parents have not came on yet. And vice versa. Parents have filled out every form, but the athlete has not came on yet. If you see any red on Final Forms, you are not cleared. Everything must be green, meaning go. Red meaning stop. So if you want to be a go on July 6th, you must go on Final Forms and upload your physical. Here's the physical requirements if you haven't already heard. If I got a physical on March 1st, 2019, or March 2nd, March 3rd, March 4th, going forward towards now, I am legal for the entire school year. Your physical is good. You've gotten an extension. You do not have to get a new physical as long as your physical was March 1st, 2019 or later, not before March 1st. If you got it February 28th, you have to get a new physical. For those who didn't play sports last year, unfortunately you couldn't play, but you want to play this year. As long as you've passed to the next grade and have enough credits to be promoted, you are good to go. But you must have a physical. If you need to get a new physical, I'm encouraging you to go to a clinic around here in Fayetteville and get you a physical. Most of them are $25, right around that area. Some may be $30 or $35, but get a physical. Make sure you have that, and then try to upload that document. You can take a picture of the physical, save it, email it to yourself, upload it into Final Forms. You can bring the physical form up here to the school. I'll receive it with the glove and make sure that I upload that for you. Okay, so we want to make sure we're safe in COVID-19. So it would be better if you upload that into Final Forms yourself. But if you have any difficulties, I do not mind helping you while we're still following all the safety guidelines. So again, if you don't have everything taken care of on Final Forms, which includes a physical being uploaded, and if you're not registered, that is also important. If you have not registered into Terry Sanford High School, you have to be in our system, okay? If you're a new student, you've come over here recently and you haven't got a chance to come to our guidance office and see our guidance counselors, you cannot work out with us on July 6th. If they start allowing us to register students on July 1st or 2nd or whenever, and you know July 4th is a holiday, so we have to be cognizant of that. But if we're allowed to start registrations before July 6th, then we encourage you to come on up and get registered, okay? And bring you whatever documentation you have to show that you are registered, okay? We don't want to do anything that is not compliant with what Cumberland County Schools have set for us, the parameters set for us here at Terry Sanford. If you want to contact me right now, the schools across are on limited staff. So if you want to contact me, email me at royvillegodbold@ccs.k12.nc.us. That's ROYVELLGODBOLT@ccs.k12.nc.us. Contact me that way so I can make sure that I answer any questions that you may have from anything I've said requirement-wise to return here on July 6th. There are a few things we need to discuss before that happens. First of all athletes must wear face masks and provide their own water. You can bring that in a bottle or you can bring that in a jug, but you must have your own water. Also, Our coaches will have on face masks and gloves the entire time. You are allowed to take off your face mask during workouts if you so choose to do. There's also an additional recommendation that you bring a plastic bag with your name written on that plastic bag so that you can place your face mask inside that plastic bag. You need to have a bag to put your face mask inside so you're not just throwing it down and then someone else picks up your face mask and then we have a contamination problem. So we want to err on the side of safety. So bring a plastic bag with your name written on it. Bring your own water bottle when you come to practice. So now that face mask will have to be worn once again during the check-in and the check-out process. Mr. Gabo, you keep saying check-in. That check-in is going to sound something like this. We're going to have your name, going to take your temperature first. Okay, as soon as you get here, your temperature will be taken with a digital thermometer, and you'll see they'll take it right here on your forehead, and we'll get the readings. Okay, as long as you're under the required amount, you'll be able to come in. But here are the questions you'll be asked shortly after your temperature is taken. Have you experienced racing, fluttering, or skipping beats of heart? Unusual dizziness during or after exercise? Cough or shortness of breath? Sore throat? New loss of taste or smell? Diarrhea or vomiting? Has a household member had COVID-19? Have you had close contact with someone with COVID-19? We'll notate if you have a fever or not. Is your temperature greater than 100.4? We'll record every day you come. We'll do this and we'll record those temperatures to keep a track. If there happens to be someone that tests positive or says yes to any of these things or even has had COVID-19, there'll be a clearance document that you'll have to have your physician fill out. Okay? And that document kind of details that you've been cleared, what date, and the doctor must put his stamp of approval on that. And those forms are all located on final forms. Okay? And so these things must be done in order for us to keep the safety of our school. All right? And we'll ask these questions and we'll kind of range it out for the past 2 weeks. And we'll ask if any of these symptoms that we're talking about have happened to you within the past 2 weeks. So it won't just be for that day, it'll be back for the past 2 weeks as well. Okay? So now, while you're working out, you'll be in pods. Some of our coaches have already contacted returning athletes. You'll be in pods and you'll be with the same pod the entire time that you work out. That way we can follow who you've been around and what has happened. If someone tests positive, we're going to shut that pod down, let everyone know, and make sure that no one else is positive within that pod, just to be safe. Again, all of our coaches will wear face masks the entire time. Our athletes do not have to. They can if they want, but they'll be able to have to put those back on when they check out and they're about to leave. So the check-in and the check-out will happen every single day. That will not be something that we stop doing. We'll have disinfectant spray, we'll have hand washing stations, hand sanitizer, and all those sorts of things for our athletes to keep safe. You are also encouraged to use the restroom before you come to the campus. You're encouraged to use the restroom at home or wherever you are before you come to our campus. It's a short workout and we don't want to have students within the building. We cannot access the building, so there will be some restrooms unlocked on the outside for emergency use only. But we want to keep you safe. There has to be a sanitation process done every time someone goes in a bathroom or comes out of a bathroom. And so we know our coaches want to focus on getting you back ready and conditioned for whatever sport that you play. So we do encourage you to use the restroom before you come. We're excited to announce that there are some teams that will resume workouts that are fall sports and some winter sports. And so we want to make sure that you know who those teams are. First and foremost, men's and women's soccer. Men's soccer will be in season, but our coaches want our women's soccer athletes to get a little workout in as well since they missed spring. And so on Mondays and Wednesdays at 6 p.m. and 7 p.m., our varsity athletes, and that's 11th and 12th graders, will be here on campus working out with our coaches. If you are a newcomer and you did not play sports last year and you're in the 11th or 12th grade, you need to come on Mondays and Wednesday nights at 6 p.m. and 7 p.m. JV, that's the 9th and 10th graders, you'll need to come on Tuesday and Thursdays at 6 p.m. Tuesdays and Thursdays, they'll have 2 sessions, one at 6, one at 7, okay? All newcomers as well that are in the 9th grade, rising 9th graders, or 10th graders, you come on Tuesdays and Thursdays with our coaches. Mr. Barber and Mr. Kaiser and Mr. Martin are contacting athletes who are returning players to let them know what time to come. If you're a newcomer, you can come at 6 o'clock on Tuesday or Thursday if you're in 9th or 10th grade, or if you're in the 11th or 12th grade, you can come at 6 o'clock on Monday and Wednesday. So we want to cover all newcomers. So you can come at those start times so that we can get to know you and get all your information to put you in a pod. But you'll stay with that same pod once you come. But they're going to actually practice on the soccer practice field in the back of the school, and they're also going to be on the concession stand grassy lot area behind the baseball concession stand. So they'll have two sessions, one spot for JV and one venue for varsity. We have to be in separate venues. There will be 3 coaches out there. So we'll have pods of 7 athletes with 1 coach. We'll have 3 pods. That's 21 athletes. But when we add the coaches to it, that makes 24, 1 coach for each pod. And so we have to stay with 25 or less while we're outside, okay? And so what we're going to do is going to have 24 out there so that if our first responder or our athletic trainer comes into this venue to work with the athlete or to check on someone, we'll still be at that 25. So the first responders and athletes do count all together, and coaches, for 25 or less at each venue. Volleyball will also be here. They'll practice Monday through Thursday nights. They'll go from 7 to 8:30 p.m. Okay? That is JV and varsity. They're going to be practicing on the front parking lot and the gravel lot, which is elevated lot that we have on the further end, the opposite end of the school, which is opposite from the west wing. New athletes who are trying to try for volleyball, you're still going to come at the same time. Okay? 9th and 10th will come earlier, and 11th and 12th will come later. But we're going to start at 7 p.m. And Coach Willis has already been having Google Meets with the athletes, has been talking with you about the times you're supposed to come. So please follow her on Twitter. Make sure you're on her Facebook, and she puts out information quite regularly. Okay? And all the new athletes just come at 7 o'clock, and you'll be able to be filtered in and figure out where you're supposed to be. Next is cross country. We do have a new coach of cross country, Coach Vega and Coach Rashad, 2 new coaches, and they're going to run our men's and women's cross country. They'll meet only on Monday nights and Thursday nights at 7 p.m. Okay, and they're going to be right on the front lawn here of the school. They're going to meet up here together, and you know you guys like to run around anyway, so y'all will probably be running around the block, of course, with social distancing and things of that nature. And so we're excited about our cross country. Then we go down to cheerleading. Okay, our cheerleaders will be here from 8:30 a.m. to 10 a.m. 8:30 a.m. to 10 a.m. That is Monday through Thursday, and they will practice on the soccer practice field in the back of the school and the grassy concession area. That's varsity and JV. Everybody reports at the same time, and there will be pods set aside that Coach Shank and Coach Olivia Cahy will separate and have those pods as well. They'll do the same type of process with pods, with JV and varsity being separate. We have to have separate venues. We can't have all the cheerleaders in one spot, so varsity will be on the soccer practice field and JV will be in the grassy area behind the concession stand that you can see it from Fort Bragg Road and Churchill. They'll be there. So again, cheerleading will be from 8:30 a.m. to 10 a.m. Monday through Thursday. Okay. Next, girls basketball will have conditioning as well. They'll be at 6:30 at night until 8 p.m. 6:30 p.m. until 8 p.m. Monday through Thursday. And they will be on the football practice field with their working. All athletes report at the same time because there's a new coach. He wants to get to meet you. He and his assistants want to meet whoever you are that are interested in playing basketball. So that contact will be made when you get here. All basketball, people that are interested in basketball need to come at 6:30 Monday through Thursday, 6:30 p.m. Next, we have football, which is probably our biggest sport as far as the amount of children that we're expecting. Football will be at 7 a.m. until 11 a.m. And there are time slots within that. Coach Mack has been in contact with his returning players. Here's the key ingredient for all of this. 10 a.m. is the time that all new athletes should come. You shouldn't come until 10 a.m. because they want to be able to get to know who you are and to put you in pods. We cannot pod people that we don't know yet. And so in order for us to do that, 10 a.m. is when football players should come. If you're a rising ninth grader or if you have transferred in, if you're moved into our district and you're here now, if you've already registered for school, you can come at 10 a.m. All others, Coach Mack has been in contact with you So you know if you're coming at 7, 8, 9, or 10, or 11, you know what time you're supposed to come. And they'll be on the football practice field with their coaches in pods as well. Okay? Women's golf will start in August if COVID-19 allows. They will not start right now. Tennis will do the same. They'll start in August if they're able to start the fall sports season, the official fall sports season. Summer workouts are completely voluntary. This summer conditioning is voluntary for everyone. It is not required. We'll get the okay about fall sports if they send that out. If they don't, then we'll be notified as well. So the official start of fall sports does not usually start until August 1st, but we have not been told if that will happen or not. But we do know that July 6th is a go, and we will have summer workouts. So golf and tennis are going to hold off until to know if the official start will happen. Also, baseball will not have summer workouts. Lacrosse will not have summer workouts. Boys basketball will not have summer workouts. And women's or men's lacrosse will not have summer workouts right now. I want to make sure I clarify that. Boys basketball, baseball, and wrestling will not have summer workouts as of yet. If there's a change, you'll be notified. Lastly, we want you to make sure you're plugged into FTS Athletics. That is our athletic Twitter site, to the Terry Sanford official page, to FTS announcement page, to our guidance page. We all have Twitters, and we want to make sure that you are tuned in to us, and so you won't miss these important announcements. We put out stuff every day. Football, JV and varsity football, 7 a.m. to 11 a.m. As you're coming, drive past the school like you're driving past. And then once you get to this lot, this yellow gate right here, that's we call it the student parking lot by the tennis courts. Come on into the yellow gate. As you turn in, there's another lot that we call the gravel lot. There's a driveway there right beside the tennis courts. Drive up that driveway and you'll begin to see our coaches as they are ready to check you in. Okay? So once you get there, you're going to exit out the furthest gate. That is the furthest part of the school. It's all the way down there. As we're zooming in on it, there's all the way down. We want you to make sure you exit out. The check-in and check-out process will be exactly the same. Check in that way and check out that way. Girls basketball, that's JV and varsity. When you come, that's 6:30 p.m. till 8 p.m. Monday through Thursday. When you come, we want you to act like you're driving past the school as well. You're going to come down to the yellow gate. We call that the student parking lot. It's closer to the tennis court. You're going to come in that way. As you're coming down the driveway, go towards the tennis court. You'll see the basketball coaches standing there. That is where you will check in. And when you check in, they'll do everything they need to do. As you're exiting out, you're going to exit out the regular way that we would exit every day. Volleyball, that's JV and varsity, 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. Monday through Thursday. And then cross country, 7 p.m. on Monday nights and Thursday nights only. As you're coming in the regular driveway of our school. There's a roundabout that we have that's at the very front of Terry Sanford Senior High School. You come in that way, and then we want you to stop right where the auxiliary gym, the main gym lobby is. The main gym lobby is where you'll see our coaches there waiting to check you in with thermostats and all the questions you need to be asked. As you're exiting, leave out the regular way. The same would apply for the checkout process. We want you to come in that way and leave that way. Men's and women's soccer, you'll practice Monday through Thursday, 6 p.m. and 7 p.m. Cheerleading, you'll practice 8:30 a.m. to 10 a.m. Monday through Thursday. But this is your entrance. We want you to come in as you're coming into the West Wing parking lot. Come straight ahead. Your coaches will be standing over on the grassy area ready to check you in and check you out, okay? We want you to exit out on Church Hill. Okay, we want you to exit out on Church Hill. Also, students who drive, if you drive, we want you to park in the student parking lot closest to Fort Bragg Road, tightly knit. We want you to park very close to Fort Bragg Road, kind of along the tree line on that parking lot there, closest to Fort Bragg Road, so that we won't have any problem with people practicing in the parking lot.